Hello friends, I welcome you to my channel Bookmate. In this video, we will learn about the chapter Chemical Reaction and Equations of the Chemistry sector of CBSE NCERT class 10th. Before that, give a like to my channel and subscribe my channel. Let's learn. Now friends, at first let's talk about chemical reaction. It is a process in which one or more substances, the reactants, are converted into one or more different substances which are called the products. Substances are either chemical elements or compounds. A chemical reaction rearranges the constituent atoms of the reactants to create different substances as products. Take a screenshot if you require. Now let's discuss a chemical equation. It is a symbolic representation of a chemical reaction in the form of symbols and formula, wherein the reactant entities are given on the left hand side and the product entities on the right hand side of the arrow. The first chemical equation was diagrammed by Jean Bugin in the year 1615. Now friends, let's discuss the topic balanced chemical reaction. A balanced chemical reaction is an equation that have equal numbers of each type of atoms on both sides of the arrow. A chemical equation is a written symbolic representation of a chemical reaction. The reactant chemicals are given on the left hand side, whereas the product chemicals on the right hand side of the arrow. The law of conservation of mass states that no atoms can be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. So the number of atoms that are present in the reactants has to balance the number of atoms that are present in the products. When this law is satisfied in a chemical reaction, that equation becomes balanced. Now friends, it's time to discuss the different type of chemical reactions. At first, let's go to combination reaction. It is a reaction in which two or more reactants combine to form a single product. Example, formation of calcium oxide by the combination elements calcium and oxygen. Let's look for one more example of a combination reaction. A combination reaction is nothing but a simple reaction. This is an example of a combination reaction. Now friends, it's time to discuss another type of chemical reaction, that is decomposition reaction. It is a type of chemical reaction in which a single compound breaks down into two or more elements or new compounds. These reactions often involve an energy source such as heat, light or electricity that breaks apart the bonds of compounds. An example of decomposition reaction can be shown by the process of electrolysis. You may have observed this process in junior classes. This is an example of decomposition reaction. Now friends, it's time to discuss about the next type of chemical reaction, that is the single displacement reaction. It is a chemical reaction in which one element replaces an other element in a compound. It can be represented generally in a format as A plus BC that results to AC plus B. This will most often occur if A is more reactive than B, thus giving a more stable product. We come across this equation generally when we react acids with metals. This is an example. Now the next part, let's come across another type of displacement reaction, that is the double displacement reaction, also known as a double replacement reaction or metathesis. Is a type of chemical reaction where two compounds react and the positive ions, cations, and the negative ions, anion, of the two reactants switch places, or you can say that they exchange their places. Now we are going to discuss about the redox reaction. It is also known as oxidation and reduction. It is a type of chemical reaction in which the oxidation states of atoms are changed. Redox reactions are characterized by the actual or formal transfer of the electrons between chemical species, most often with one species undergoing oxidation while another species undergoes reduction. This is an example. Now let's discuss about corrosion. Corrosion means wearing away due to chemical reactions, mainly oxidation. See oxidation reduction oxide. It occurs whenever a gas or liquid chemically attacks an exposed surface, often a metal, and is accelerated by warm temperatures and by acids and salts. An example of corrosion is rusting. Now this one's our last topic. Oxidative rancidity. It is associated with the degradation by oxygen in the air. The double bonds of an unsaturated fatty acid can be cleaved by free radial reactions involving molecular oxygen. These reactions causes the release of malodorous and highly volatile aldehydes and ketones. So friends, I hope that this video was too much beneficial for you. We will meet someday in another video. Till then, goodbye.